What's going on, people? Terry here with Blunt Trips, coming to you from Riverside Cemetery. This is Colorado's oldest functioning cemetery, and today I'm here to cover one of Denver's fallen. It's actually the second officer to have died in the line of duty. And the only reason why I didn't cover the first one is because there was no gravesite information, as well as no pictures or anything on him. So I'm assuming he was cremated. But let's get started on John C. Phillips, the second officer to die in the line of duty for the Denver Police Department.
To get things started, I'm going to be introducing Angel, and she's going to be telling us what we found out about the death of John C. Phillips. So what'd you find out for us, Angel?
Officer Phillips was shot and killed while on foot patrol. He observed a man he suspected of being a burglar. When he asked the man what his business was, the man pulled out a concealed handgun and shot Officer Phillips once in the chest. Officer Phillips was able to return fire but did not strike the suspect, who fled the scene and was never caught. Officer Phillips made it to a call box and called for help but succumbed to his injuries a short time later.
Wow, that's just crazy. I mean, being a police officer in general is just a very risky job, but just knowing that you can go to work and be taken out. But here is his grave. John C. Phillips. Officer John C. Phillips. These are very old headstones, as you can see. And you can see the police have been by here recently, or somebody's been by here and left something. Now, I wish I could tell you a little bit about who John C. Phillips was. But, you know, being from the 1800s, there's not a lot left documented-wise on officers and things that they've accomplished and things like that. They just didn't, have web pages and things like they do these days. Well, it's a beautiful day out here in Denver, though. Beautiful. It's very rare that I actually get to do outside work in the field, and it's a clear day, but today's one of them. Now, this is actually Colorado's oldest functioning cemetery, to my knowledge. And it looks like he's actually buried with his family. Just making sure my dog's good over there. He ain't jumping out of the car on me. But it looks like he's buried with his family over here. Now, Officer John C. Phillips was Denver's second officer that was killed in the line of duty. And I will be doing an episode on the first officer. It's just that I couldn't find any information on him. And I don't want to just put out a vlog with just his name and there's no information. But I will see what I can't find and get an episode done on him. But here's a close-up of John C. Phillips' headstone. Since the Denver PD has been established, there's been a total of 71 deaths. And I plan to cover as many, if not all of them, as possible. That's crazy, though. The person that shot him was actually never caught. I did look up the spot that he was actually killed at or shot at. And to the best of my knowledge, I believe there was a stadium or an arena or something in the actual spot where it marked it. But I was going to go to the site, but there's parking there. There is no parking, and there's actually a building foundation on the actual spot where he was shot. Now, I actually did a tour of this cemetery last season. This is a very historic cemetery. A lot of people actually come out here just to come look at the headstones and some of the history. I actually saw a very old hearse somewhere floating around here earlier. I don't know where it's at now, but it was driving around a little earlier. But I don't know if they're still actually burying people in this cemetery or not. It looks like I've seen a few new ones when I was coming in. But for the most part, everybody's being buried at its sister cemetery, which is Fairmont Cemetery, and I also cover a lot of graves out there as well. But they're both owned by the Fairmont Cemetery. But that is going to wrap it up for me here at this location. I got a couple more I'm going to go film. I'm sorry I didn't have much more information on Officer John C. Phillips. There just wasn't anything on him really other than how he died. But hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to go over here and get my buddy Bear some water. And until next time, you all stay cool.